It's up here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just gonna be a frequently asked questions video. I posted on my Instagram story asking for some questions. If you guys had any questions about my journey or anything, just to go over some other topics that I haven't really discussed, or maybe I have discussed and just go a little more in detail. So if you guys enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started. So just to give you a little background if you haven't seen my videos before, I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm 13 and a half months in. I've been doing the WW Blue plan for that entire time, and yeah, I've lost 72 pounds and I'm still hoping to lose like around 10 more, but I'm just trying to see where I'm comfortable at. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with some questions. So the first question is, what are my favorite podcasts or other resources? And specifically like weight loss related and with my journey, I would say that YouTube is like the best place. Like, I love YouTube. I've always loved YouTube. Like, there's a lot of good resources, and it has really helped me with my journey and really helped just inspire me and motivate me and realize that like this is possible. And my top YouTubers that I like to watch are like Mari Llewellyn, Felicia Keithley, and Whitney Simmons. Probably some of the most popular YouTubers that document their like health and wellness journey, but I really did get a lot of inspiration and motivation from them, and they've just really helped me on my journey. And yeah, so I highly recommend that. But then also another podcast that I'd like to mention, her name's Katie Morton, and she is on YouTube as well. She's a therapist, and she just goes into a lot of different topics that have really helped me. And my mental health has been like the most important thing I've worked on throughout my journey. And so her podcasts and videos have just really helped me, because of course there is like the fitness and nutrition side of it, but there's also the mental health side, and I just highly recommend checking her channel out if maybe you're struggling with something more than just your workouts or diet. So yeah, those are my favorite for those, and I can link those down below as well. Then the next question, do you eat your fit points or do I ignore them? So to explain, fit points are when you work out, you can track your workout in the WW app, and it will give you like a certain amount of points back, like how many you technically burned on the workout. So like, to give you an example, so this morning I went and skated. If you go on your phone, right up top, you'll see this activity tab. And when you click that, you can go ahead into this search bar right here. I'm gonna type in, my only recent activity is rollerblading. So click rollerblading, and I did 50 minutes this morning, and then you can track the activity, and then it will show up that I did 50 minutes of rollerblading, and it gave me 15 fit points. So technically that's saying like 15 points of food that I could eat. It like kind of translates it into food points. So usually the only reason I track my workouts is because first of all, you get wellness wins, which gets you free stuff, but then also just to keep track for me. But I do not eat my fit points. So there is an option you can like set it to actually give you your fit points within your like tracking points for the day. I don't do that. I have it so it's just a separate thing. But I guess what I do is the days that I skate, I'm a little bit more lenient with tracking and kind of keeping in mind like, okay, I did skate this morning. I do have an idea of about how many points it is. So usually it's between like 15 or 20, and maybe I'll have a couple extra snacks throughout the day that I don't track. And I just remember like, okay, this is 5 points going towards, like I'll eat a bar right after my skate, and I don't track it because I know that I just burned those, but I also still want to benefit from those burnt calories by not just eating them right away. So I don't track my fit points, and I don't actually like eat them. But if that works for you, that's definitely something you could do, because it is important to make sure you're still getting enough calories, especially if you're working out. So some people that does work for it, just for me personally, that was an issue I struggled with, like counting calories even. I would work out, put the calories in, and then just eat them right away. And like, it was just pointless that I spent all that time working out. So that's why I did that. And then I just also want to mention, I waited about 3 months to start working out on my journey so that my focus could be nutrition and tracking food mainly. Like, I did not even want to get confused with physical activity and like include it with like the fit points and everything. Like, I didn't want to think that I was working out so I could eat more. Like, I just wanted it to be based solely on eating and nutrition for the first 3 months. And I think that's what made this so much more sustainable and like gave me the results I saw right away. So yeah, that's how I feel about fit points. Then someone asked, how do you work out at home? So I do like to do a lot of home workouts. I've posted some on my Instagram, but I also do like to lift at the gym. But I know a lot of people are really uncomfortable or don't have confidence going to the gym yet even. Like you might want to just start working out at home to get comfortable going to the gym. That's pretty much what I did. And so if that's the case, it's pretty much just finding a comfortable place to work out. I use like YouTube videos, or even online you can search an exercise and there's hundreds of videos or pictures showing how to do the exercise. And I just kind of practice those. I did have experience weightlifting in college with volleyball, but again, it had been years since I'd done it and I just wasn't even comfortable working out again. So I did start working out at home. And if that's something you guys want to see, I could actually do like more of an in-depth video about like the equipment I use and the types of workouts I do, the space I do it in. Like it is possible to get a really good workout in at home. Okay, so then the next question that I got was, do you pay attention to calories at all or only smart points? And I've mentioned this before that like before I started WW, for years I've tried calorie counting and it just does not work for me. I just get overwhelmed. I feel lazy when it comes to it. Like I don't like having to track every single calorie. And that's why Weight Watchers has helped so much for me, because you don't have to track 0 point foods. Yeah, so I do not pay attention to calories. I mean, okay, if I see something, I look at the calories in it, but that's because I know that calories go into smart points. Smart points take into consideration calories, saturated fat, protein, and sugar. And so I kind of just feel more comfortable with that. And I don't know, I like relying on that more than calories, because I don't know, I don't even like that I have to track every like fruit or vegetable that I include in a meal. I like that I can just, and I know they're so low calorie that it doesn't even really matter, but that's why, again, they're 0 point foods and you don't have to track them. So for me personally, I do not pay attention to calories. I know that iTrackBites actually has both point and calorie tracking if that's something you're looking to do. And I do recommend calorie counting if it's something that's helpful for you. It's just me personally, I know that it'll just make me want to quit and it'll get me frustrated, and it just personally doesn't work for me. But I do want to mention too that instead of focusing so much on calories, I do try to look at protein, and I really try to have a high protein intake throughout my day. I don't have like a set goal, which I maybe in the future will get more into that and try to like hit a certain protein goal, but I do really focus on foods that are high in protein that help keep me full, and they're just good options that are high protein meals or snacks. Instead of calories, I focus more on, like I said, smart points and protein. Then, do you ever go a week without losing or gaining? Yes. And actually, I've been that way for an entire month now. So I really started to take lifting weights more seriously. Like I really want to start to build muscle now that I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with my weight loss. And so it's been a struggle because I've put on more weight because of it, but then I'm still eating in like a calorie deficit, so I'm still losing fat. So I have consistently stayed at the exact same weight for an entire month. I actually just stepped on the scale for the first time this morning. I was down 1 pound and I was super excited about it because, like I said, I have been stuck at 180 for like an entire month now. So with that being said, like in the beginning, I was like, okay, this is getting really frustrating. I was weighing myself every day and it's seeing that it would like fluctuate, go up. And then I was just like getting in my head. And so I decided I'm gonna take a break. I didn't step on the scale for a month, and not focusing on that number in the scale helped me so much. Like I can't even explain it. So because I wasn't seeing results on the scale though, I still made sure to take tons of progress pictures, and that alone was enough to show me like I'm still making progress even if I'm not technically losing weight. And so just focusing on the scale is not as important as you think. Like yes, it is important. Yes, it is a tool that has helped me lose 72 pounds. Like it kept me on track. Adam and I would get excited for our weigh-ins every single Tuesday morning. Like it really was such a good motivating tool, but it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm more like plateauing. I don't have as much fat that I'm trying to lose. And like I said, I have like 10 more pounds that I'm really trying to lose, but I don't even know if I'll even be comfortable in that range. That might be too low for me. So we will see, but yeah, I definitely do. And just all I can say is don't be afraid to take a break from the scale. Like seriously, doesn't mean you stop your changes that you've made. It doesn't mean stop tracking or anything like that. Still take the progress pictures, still make the effort and the changes and get sleep and drink water, but take a break from the scale and you might be surprised at what you see. Don't get in your head because it is a slow process and you'll still see the progress if you just stay on track. How often should you have cheat meals? So I don't really like call any of my meals cheat meals. If anything, what I do is I'll try to like have one takeout meal that's like higher point a week. I try to like limit it to that. But really, I find it better to just space out my weeklies throughout the week. Like use weeklies every single day so that I could just eat a little bit more every day and then not like save them up for some cheat meal. But that doesn't mean like I said, I'll get my Noodles and Company pulled pork mac and cheese that I love. That is like considered a cheat meal because it's like 40 points for the whole meal. But I don't know, I don't really like keep track of a certain amount. I just don't restrict. And that's what makes it like, I don't even really like crave a cheat meal in a way, because if I want something, I have it. And I try to make like the recipes that were my cheat meals before, I try to make healthier versions of them so that it also like satisfies that craving. And then I don't want that like huge high point meal, because I really do find like eating those cheat meals makes me feel like garbage. Like it just doesn't make me feel great. So sometimes it's nice, but it's also nice to just incorporate the things I like throughout my weeks and not just have one big meal, if that makes sense. Again, this is my journey. It's what works for me. You can do what works for you. If you have a cheat meal every week that helps you like stay on track and you just look forward to that cheat meal or something, do it. You just have to do what works for you. How do you meal prep? So I don't meal prep. I, if anything, ingredient prep is what I say, because I used to try that where we would like make a bunch of rice, a bunch of chicken, a bunch of broccoli, and then we'd portion them into the containers, have them in the fridge, and those were our meals for the week. And I'm gonna be honest, I hated that because I felt like it was so restrictive, so repetitive. If I didn't want the meal, I felt like I still had to eat it because it was made in there. And so like, not a fan of it. For me personally, it might work for you, especially if you're mixing things up. I get it. There's so many good ways to do it, but like not an option for me. So what I do is I prep ingredients. I prep rice and I keep it in the fridge in containers. I prep veggies cooked and I keep them in the containers. I prep 2 ingredient dough, sauces, dips, like I just have everything prepped individually, and I kind of just do that throughout the week. When I run out of it, I make more peppers or something. And then that way it's so much easier to make a bowl or a wrap or something like that. Just throw together a quick meal. So that's what I do there. I also like to double up. If I'm gonna be making like a full dinner or something like that, I like to just double it up so that Adam and I have like the exact same meal portioned out in the fridge for another time, so that it makes 4 servings instead of 2 or something. Like if I have a pack of burgers that has 4, I'm gonna make all 4, and then the 2 are gonna be in there with the extra potatoes that I made. Like I make it so that they're actually another meal. So technically it's prepping a meal, but it's just leftovers, but I do it by planning ahead and making the meal bigger to begin with. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, the next question is, how much water do I drink in a day? And I actually don't keep track of it, which I probably should. Maybe that would help, but also I feel like that would kind of just stress me out and discourage me a little bit. But anyway, I do always try to drink my entire half-gallon water bottle, which I don't even have with me right now, but I have a half-gallon water bottle I fill at the beginning of the day, and I pretty much just drink that throughout the day. But then I don't let myself use that for meals. So I have to drink a separate glass for meals, a glass of water. I always have like a cup like this, and I just make it easy to have water around me at all times. That's pretty much the only thing I drink other than my greens and coffee and alcohol if I have alcohol. But yeah, I try to go for a half-gallon plus like, I try to chug a glass of water before each meal. So that's 3 right there. And then just throughout the day, maybe like 3 more glasses. So maybe 6 glasses of water, which is like 12 ounces, and then my half-gallon. So it is a good amount, but also you need a lot of water. And I notice how much of a difference it makes and how much it helps. So when did I start noticing weight loss? That probably took me like a month and a half to actually like see change on my body. A month and a half to 2 months maybe. And obviously I saw the number changing on the scale. I lost a good amount the first month, but like I didn't really see the progress on my body until at least like a month in or a month and a half. I don't know. That's tough. I need to look back at old pictures and kind of remember where I was at that point. But I would say that, but it took about 3 months for other people to notice. And I think part of it is because Adam and I didn't tell anyone that we were doing this, that we were starting WW in this weight loss journey. And so we were kind of trying to see how long it would take people to notice without them knowing. And yeah, it took about 3 months for others to notice, like at work that I saw every day. Again, it was different because I had a mask on, so like people couldn't really see my face, and I thought that was where I started to lose. But yeah, anyway, it took me a decent amount of time. So stick with it, because you're not gonna see the results right away, even if you see the scale moving right away. Did I lose weight on just WW, and did I go into the meeting? So yes, I've only used WW as like my nutrition aspect of it. So yes, tracking through WW. And then did I go to meetings? No, I did not ever go to a meeting. I didn't ever want to do that. That was like my whole reason why I never wanted to try WW in the first place. I did it all through the app. How did I quit my full-time job? So that, like I have said before, was like a huge part in me being able to start this weight loss journey and just focus on myself. I mean, I started my weight loss journey while I was at this job for months, and then I really was just able to focus on like my sleep and just my overall health so much more when I quit. So what I did was, it was hard and it was a hard time for me and Adam and it was stressful, but we had saved up money. We made sure that I was booked out for orders for at least a month, and we knew that I had ways to continue with like pre-orders and stuff like that. So we pretty much just made like a really good business plan for my bakery business to stay on track and not be reliant on this full-time job I had before. So that was how I was able to do it. Like I said, I was working two like full-time jobs for years, and so I was able to have some money saved up that if anything were to happen, we were gonna be okay. So it was just kind of like a good peace of mind knowing that, but then also it was stressful and it was a risk to take, but it has paid off so much, and yeah, my health is thanking me for it. Okay, and then the last question is, do you ever deal with tracking ruts? And the answer is yes, I definitely do. And in the beginning, it was so much easier for me to like stay super consistent with tracking. And I don't know, it was just a new thing and I really wanted to take it serious, but obviously I've become more lenient as it's gone on with our journey. And so now to stay on track, I still do what I did in the beginning, but more so I reward myself for just like consistently tracking, which I mean, I guess that's what I've done throughout my whole journey. But if you get stuck, find a reward that you want and maybe say like, okay, I'm gonna track for this whole week. And if I do it by the end of the week, I get this reward, or for the whole month and then I get this reward. And it is crazy how motivating rewards can be. So I just definitely recommend that. Like make it fun for you, make it, a lot of times then if we got in a rut, like Adam and I would try to find new snacks that were low point to mix in, and like just making the whole thing a fun, enjoyable time, not feeling like you're restricting, not feeling like you're doing a diet that you don't enjoy. So just making it enjoyable again and rewarding yourself is how I get back on track when I get in a rut. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any more questions ever, feel free to DM me or leave them in the comments below, and I'm always down to do another one of these. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.